Hey guys, what is up? It is me, JMA Grenier, and welcome back to part 2 of the Aurora Rising book, Aurora Cycle Book 1. Hopefully you guys did watch the first video, but if you did not, I was just talking about the main first plot point about this book here. I have a lot to say about this, just because of the amount of freaking info that is in it. Hopefully with these two, it'll probably be more of a breeze. The description is, the year is 2380 and the graduating cadets of Aurora Academy are being assigned their first missions. Star pupil Tyler Jones is ready to recruit the squad of his dreams, but is stuck with the dregs nobody else wanted. A cocky diplomat, a sociopathic scientist, a smart-ass tech whiz, an alien warrior, and a tomboy pilot. Tyler's squad isn't even his biggest problem. That'd be Aurora Jaylin O'Malley, the girl he just rescued from interdimensional space. Trapped in a cryo-sleep for 2 centuries, Ari is out of time and out of her depth, but she could be the catalyst that starts a war millions of years in the making, and Tyler's squad of misfit might just be the last hope for the entire galaxy. Nobody panic. The starting line in the front here, pretty relatable. It shouldn't be, but it somehow is. They're not the heroes we wanted. They're just the ones we could find. I went over some of the things I did like about it and how it is overall. The things that I do wish could have been better and everything, and I went through the very first book. I looked down at the girl sleeping inside the cryopod. She has shortish black hair with a strange white streak running through her bangs, freckles, gray jumpsuit. Her expression is a kind of blissful you only see on babies or the cryogenetically frozen. I wonder what her name is. I wonder what she'd say if she knew she was about to get me killed. And I shake my head, muttering over the scream of my suit alarms up as the ship around me begins to tear itself into a million burning pieces. She better be worth it, Jones. This is a lot of fun to read. Almost every single sentence from the first page to the second page just draws you in to how sarcastic one of the male leads actually is, and he's not even the only one, dude. His twin sister is absolutely freaking hilarious, and I aspire to be that sarcastic. That is so funny, and she's so funny. But I just love all of the characters. It's hard to explain Aurora though, just because she just came out of cryo sleep. So what I can do is just to give you guys an insider scoop of how her mind works, and read the first page of her debut first chapter. Chapter 2, Ari. I'm made of concrete. My body is carved from a solid block of stone, and I can't move a muscle. This is the only thing I know, that I can't move. I don't know my name, I don't know where I am, I don't know why I can't see or hear, taste, smell, or sense anything. And then there's input. But when you're falling and you can't tell which way is up or down, or when a jet of water hits you and you can't tell if it's hot or cold, or now I can't tell hearing, seeing, or feeling. I just know there's something I could sense that I couldn't sense before. So I wait impatiently to see what happens next. Please, ma'am, just let me have my uniglass. I could tune into the draft remotely from here. I might be able to catch the last few rounds, even if I can just... It's a boy's voice. And in a rush, I understand the words, though I don't know what he's talking about. But there's a note of desperation in his voice that kicks up my pulse in response. Yeah, that's basically her, waking up from her cryo sleep. She doesn't quite know who she is, but the book does go into a flashback moment, and I know not a lot of people like flashback moments, but the way these writers did it is actually really good, because it flips back and forth really quickly, and it's only a page, not even a page or a paragraph apart, and it was written quite carefully. And the characters are pretty dynamic, and in another way they are diverse too. I want to say Australian, but at the same time it's hard to tell, because I'm pretty sure Scarlett and Tyler, they're twins. I'm pretty sure they also have British accents too. That's basically what I hear, because they also have a lot of those things too. Hold on, I hear somebody asking me, what is an Aurora Legion squad? Guess what? I'm gonna tell you. Okay, Aurora Legion squad members, streams. In their third year, cadets separate into streams and train for the following roles within 6-member squads, which can be deployed anywhere in the galaxy at a moment's notice. Their versatility means there's no challenge an Aurora Legion squad can't conquer. Alphas, responsible for leadership and planning. Faces, responsible for diplomacy and negotiation. Aces, responsible for piloting and transport. Gearhead, responsible for repairs, maintenance, and mechanical work. Tanks, responsible for tactical combat and engagement strategy. Brains, responsible for scientific and medical duties. This book has actually quite a bit of lore. It's on layers upon layers, but it's also very hard for me to describe this book in one sentence. It's a sci-fi fantasy for sure. It's full of adventure. It is full of action. It's full of lore. It's full of mystery. These guys are odd, and as weird as they are, they're trying to get to the bottom of whatever the heck is even happening. It turns out that by the time they do find out what's happening, it's too late, which is where the second book comes in. Let's skip ahead to Miss Scarlett herself, who has to be like my favorite character out of the core 7. This is such crap. That's what my baby brother is thinking. I could see it all over his face. He won't actually say it, because Tyler Jones, squad leader, first class, doesn't curse. Tyler Jones doesn't do drugs or drink or do anything we mere mortals do for fun. But if my 18 years in this strange little galaxy have taught me anything, it's this. Just because you're not saying it doesn't mean you're not thinking it.
Fair.
We're sitting in our mezzanine above the Arboretum. Well, Kat and I are sitting anyway. Tyler's pacing back and forth, trying to come to grips with the thought that his last 5 years of work just got flushed into the recycler. He drags one hand through his golden blonde hair as he walks past me for the 700th time. I notice a small scuff mark on his normally immaculate boots. Yeah, he's taking it really hard. The dome above us is transparent, letting in the light of a billion distant suns. The garden below is a mixture of this, so it's just describing everything across from the galaxy, swirls of regalium, glass vines and orbs, a pageant, dust blooms and blossoms of singing crystal from the still sea on Artemis 4. The Arboretum is probably my favorite place in the whole academy, but the splendor seems kind of lost on my dear baby brother right now. Can't blame him, really. It's not the end of the way, Ty, I venture. Yeah, but you gotta think it's bloody close. Kat replies. I look at Kat sidelong and gave her my best shut up smile, speaking through gritted teeth. We should look on the bright side, Kat.
Okay, yeah.
Even if there's like a heck of a lot of information to process in these books, because it's sci-fi, you expect a lot. Because sci-fi books have a lot more world building and a lot of more of a structure. It's to be expected. And here I am. One of the core 7 is this girl named Zila. She's basically the brain. But I'll just like get to a page here where it pretty much summarizes their entire predicament. Okay, so they're just more so going back and forth and everything. Being real, there's people out there who need our help, and we're not helping any of them by sitting here and feeling sorry for ourselves. I've still got the Legion's best pilot on my squad. He smiles at Kat, giving her a double shot of dimples. That's a start, right? Kat doffs an imaginary cap. Bloody great one, if you ask me. See, that's why I feel like Kat is either Australian or British, just because of like her dialogue half the time, because she says bloody a lot, which is slang in Britain and in Australia. So whenever I read this, as soon as I saw that bloody great one, every single time I read her dialogue, it was always in a British accent, which is why I feel like, in a nice way, this book is pretty diverse. Time winks in my direction, and my diplomat isn't totally incompetent. Respect your elders, brother mine. You're 3 minutes older than me, Scarlett. 3 minutes and 37 seconds, 0.4 seconds, B-bro. You know I hate it when you call me that. Why do you think I do it? But I stand up slow and offer him a wise salute. Legionnaire Scarlett Isabel Jones, reporting for duty, sir. And then they like go through it. Tyler sits back, and I just roll my eyes. The highest ranked alpha in Aurora Academy, he says. The ace, a killer. The best ace, a killer face. That sounds like the making of a squad to me. I mean, we're part of an elite military school with the best students from across the galaxy, right? How bad could the rest of the crew I've been saddled with actually be? Kat and I exchange an uneasy glance. Yeah. About that. She's a psychopath, Tyler declares. Technically, she's more of a sociopath, I reply. Look at these disciplinary actions, Scarlett. I've read them when I compiled the file for you. Thanks for noticing. This entire thing is pretty freaking hilarious. There's a lot of information just in this one scene here too. Here it is. For Ms. Zila here. She's cleverizing. Her academic record is flawless. She had 32 official reprimands in the last 2 years.
Like, this is about the sociopath. Sorry, I should have reiterated that.
Well, we aren't all perfect little snowflakes, brother mine. Speak for yourself, Kat grins, smacking her butt. I'm bloody brilliant. And Tyler looks over the uniglass in his hand, shaking his head. Says here Cadet Madron lodged 2 fellow cadets in a hab room and exposed them to Adrea virus so she could test a serum she concocted.
I forgot about that.
Well, it worked, I point out. They didn't go blind. She shot her roommate with the disruptor pistol, set to stun, repeatedly. Maybe she didn't stun so easily, Kat offers. It to Brannick, Tyler asks.
And then they continue on with it, and they go to who has to be my favorite male protagonist in this franchise here, because he's so funny, he's so awesome, he's so relatable.
Finian de Corral de Seal Betraskin, age 19, Tech Division. He's smart, I say. Top 10th percentile, if you're into that sort of thing. Says here he failed full dynamics. Otherwise, he'd be top 2 percentile, I say. See? Super smart. Also says here he wears an exosuit, Tyler continues. Yeah, I know. He has nerve damage, muscle weakness, and impaired mobility. He caught the Lysergia plague as a kid. The suit compensates. So, the reason why I really like this book is because it has a disabled person as one of the core 7. And he's just like an awesome character. He's beautifully flawed in the best way possible. They didn't really stereotype that way either. And they also made a point to be like, yeah, I know that this is the very first thing people look at me. They think that I can't do anything. But hey, look, I'm good at my job. And I'm gonna go for it. I know that like the authors themselves do get criticized a lot for a lot of other things, which we will eventually get into. I think for certain things they do deserve points. When it comes to the disability aspect of it, they did it very carefully. So just a side note, let's continue with this really quick. Fair enough, Tyler nods, but if he's so smart, why did he fail full dynamics? The final was a group exercise. So, Kat, you'll see, Kat sighs. We step out of the elevator.
So they're on their way to the thing.
So like they're basically going through it. They meet Zila and Finian. The only person that we're missing is the guy that I just don't like to read, just because of like It's like reading cardboard. I remember you. You're the cadet who irradiated Potion's life so he could get out of his dynamics. See, like the first few chapters are actually quite a joy to read.
Legionnaire Bells. I'm trying to find it, but it looks like I may have to. Yeah, looks like I may have to end up editing this part because I cannot.
Okay, so the person that they are waiting for, as they're getting ready to go, the person that they're waiting for, which is also the person I find highly boring to read, is in combat. 6-7 other squadrons. Like, he's just beating the crap out of every single one of them. But because he's the tank, he knocks them all out swimmingly, smoothly. He's just kicks everybody's butt, and everyone is just like, well, what the heck? And then Tyler is just like, what the heck? Oh, good thing he's not one of us. And Scarlett's like, well. And Tyler's like, no. Afraid so, B-bro. No. No, man, like, that's literally what it is. Like, look at that. Look at that. That's literally the dialogue.
That is literally the dialogue. Like, whatever it is that I am reading to you, that's the dialogue, man. It's like, no.
In the very next chapter here, it is Zila. It's literally just like 2 sentences. My current situation could be adequately described as suboptimal. That's it. That's literally what the chapter is. And then, want to know what the very next chapter is? Want to know what the very next chapter is? Want to know? Hey, is this one. Oh, wow. So this one's actually getting a little bit long, too. So I'll see you guys in part 3. Sorry, I didn't mean for it to get like this, but I guess this is the fate of this book. This is the fate of me, but don't worry, it's not going to be all like this. So, yeah. I will see you guys in the very next video. Stay awesome, stay safe.